15 years ago, the chairman of a successful business, out of pure goodwill, gave 50 yuan to a boy selling goods on the street as an investment. Who would have guessed that this kind gesture would later be repaid with the boy's full help? When the company faced a huge crisis 15 years later, one day, a large group of workers gathered downstairs at the chairman's company. The richest man was trembling in his office, questioning his secretary why the company's funds had disappeared. At that moment, his 3 adopted children swaggered into the office. The chairman, relieved, thought they had come to help him raise funds to get through the tough times. But to his surprise, his adopted son arrogantly demanded that his father hand over the company's shares, or else the company would go bankrupt. Hearing this, the chairman felt as if struck by lightning, realizing that the group's funds had already been transferred by these ungrateful children. The company had become a hollow shell and was facing the pressure of the workers demanding wages. The adopted son, confident that everything was under his control, turned and left with ease. After they left, the chairman received a call from the hospital. It turned out that his mother had been diagnosed with terminal liver cancer, with surgery and treatment fees totaling 5 million. But the company's account was empty. Seeing the chairman trapped in such a difficult situation, he could only face the workers alone to try and save his company. As soon as he stepped outside, a brick hit him, but the chairman still insisted on comforting his secretary, saying he was fine, and kept defending himself to the workers, explaining that he owed them their wages. Their emotions were understandable. He then asked his secretary to help him onto the table, and immediately knelt in front of the workers, promising that he would find a way to repay them. But he just needed a little more time. It was the chairman's sincere attitude that moved the workers, who all voluntarily dispersed. He then ordered his secretary to sell all his assets to see how much money could be raised. Next, he went to find his mother, telling her about his current financial difficulties and asking if she could lend him some money for the surgery. His mother agreed without hesitation and comforted him, saying that at her age, it didn't matter whether she treated the illness or not. What mattered most was the workers' wages. Her words made the chairman feel even more guilty. Soon the secretary called, saying they still lacked 6 million. The chairman immediately thought of an old classmate whom he had helped start a business years ago. Now that his company was in trouble, his classmate should be willing to help. So, he decided to give it a try. However, the old classmate insulted him repeatedly and demanded that the chairman kneel and beg before he would lend him money. Just then, his 3 children appeared, saying they had recognized the old classmate as their father. The chairman immediately understood that this was all a scheme between his adopted children and the old classmate. The old classmate then proposed that the chairman must transfer the company to him if he wanted to borrow the money. Otherwise, the workers' families would be ruined. Unbeknownst to them, at that very moment, the boy the chairman had once invested in had become the richest man in the world and was on his way with a team of people to help the chairman. The chairman firmly stated that the company was his life's work and he would never transfer it. Just then, the boy finally arrived at the scene.